Welcome back to Horizon 180. The Armenian Youth Federation and the United Human Rights Council are trying to focus attention this week on a 15-year-old Kurdish girl in Turkey. Joining me are Sana Shahinian and Vache Tomasyan. Welcome. Sana, I want you to set this up. The 15-year-old in southeast Turkey, Berivan Saki, is behind bars. Why?
Well, as we know, the Kurds are the largest minority in Turkey today, and they've really been suppressed for decades now. And Berivan's case is a prime example of the Kurdish oppression on the Turkish oppression on the Kurdish minority. Basically, Berivan was a 15-year-old girl, and she was charged with allegedly throwing a rock at a police tank during a demonstration. And for that, she was given 8 years in a Diyarbakir prison. And when we got the news that she had been arrested, we heard that she had been tortured in order to admit her crimes, but she always maintained her innocence, and that's why, since she can't speak up for herself, we feel that it's important for us to go out and protest and demand that she be released.
So Vache, you've organized a protest on Wednesday, this Wednesday in 2 days.
That's right.
Where and what time?
Well, to add on to that, this campaign of freeing Berivan, it's taken on a personality of its own. It's turned into a worldwide campaign. Last month there was a similar demonstration in front of the Turkish embassy in London. And we've come together here in Southern California with several groups, several Armenian groups, the United Human Rights Council, the Armenian Youth Federation, the AYF Student Association, along with some Kurdish community groups and Kurdish youth groups, like the American Kurdish Information Network, the Kurdish Youth Organization, Kurdish Community of Southern California. The demonstration is going to be at the Turkish Consulate, 6300 Wilshire Boulevard. The cross street's La Brea in Los Angeles. It's going to be at 2 p.m. and we're hoping to bring out as many people as possible. As Armenians, we know all too well about the oppressive practices of the Turkish government when it comes to minorities, oppression of minorities, suppression of free speech. Recently there was some Kurdish political parties in Turkey that were banned, and that's very reminiscent of what happened on April 24th with Armenian people, and right now we're trying to bring people together to prevent that happening today.
And San, you mentioned the United Human Rights Council and how this is not just one unique case. There are some 2,200 kids behind bars in Turkey. Why is it important for all of us as Armenians to do something about this?
Well, yeah, I've heard that there's over 2,600 kids in Turkish prisons, actually. And the United Human Rights Council is the committee of the Armenian Youth Federation, and our goal is basically to bring awareness to human rights violations and inhumanities from a global perspective, looking at different minorities, different countries, and we feel that Turkey is one country that really suppresses rights of minority populations, such as the Kurds, and this year we've really focused on building coalitions, especially with Kurdish organizations, because we feel that Kurds and Armenians both share the same vision of bringing out human rights violations of the Turkish government.
Vache, what can a large protest with lots of media attention do for this young girl?
Well, the first thing is awareness. The poignancy of a 15-year-old child being put in prison for 8 years is just something that leaps beyond any boundaries of fathomability, basically. We also have, as our keynote speaker during the protest, it's going to be Professor Ralph Fertig, who is a professor at the USC Social Work Graduate School. And recently he has a Supreme Court case that's ongoing right now. His case involves the Patriot Act and free speech. He was charged with some charges under the Patriot Act because he spoke out in support of the PKK as a humanitarian organization. So he's going to be one of our speakers. We hope to gain media attention. We hope to get the Armenian community involved on this issue and to raise awareness and free this young girl. Will there be a letter from the AYF and from the United Human Rights Council going to the consulate on that day? What we're going to do is, along with all the groups that are organizing the demonstration itself and other human rights groups that we've been reaching out to, we're going to try and hand deliver a message to the consulate that there's organizations around the world that are watching, that are opposed to their practices and want this to be corrected.
Now, Sanan, this applies to American Armenians how? Obviously, people know that there are hundreds of thousands of Armenians in Turkey, and they are subject to this very strict regime of laws, and obviously they're breaking all kinds of United Nations laws with imprisoning children. Why should an American Armenian care about the 15-year-old Kurd and what's happening in Turkey?
Well, this issue is obviously, first and foremost, I want to point out that this issue isn't only an Armenian issue and it's not only a Kurdish issue. We really want to look at it as it's a basic human rights issue. If it's a child in Turkey, if it's a child in America, wherever it may be, as Armenian Americans, as people who have lived through such inhumanity, we should be at the forefront of this case, and we should really do our part to end any type of inhumanity in Turkey.
Because this has happened to us and we have to not waste that opportunity, that insight. What are the logistics, Vache? What happens? Where do I show up? What time do I show up? And what do I do if I want to join the protest?
2 p.m., 6300 Wilshire Boulevard. I'm sure most of the Armenian community is aware of that location because of our annual April 24th protest. It's exactly a month before our April 24th protest, March 24th. It's a Wednesday. I'd like to, inform everybody that there will be a little bit of traffic, so they should get there early and be ready to get their voices out. And hopefully a large number of people turn out, because that is a high traffic area. The Turkish consulate will be open, and we are hoping to deliver that letter. And
we have the freedom to express our opinions. That's the beauty of our democracy here, and we should exercise our concern about every single human being that is being untreated unfairly. Final words, Sanan, what do you hope to see in terms of governance in Turkey?
Well, I really hope that, first of all, they take this protest to be something more than just typical Armenians going out demanding recognition of genocide. It's really a step further than that, and I hope they respect what we have to say that day. Also, if anyone has any questions or concerns, please visit ayfwest.org or call the office at 818-507-1933.
We heard you, Vache, in Orange County 2 weeks ago here on Horizon, talking to the AYF members who had gone to protest the Azeri official. What drives young people to participate in protests like this?
It's a sense of connecting yesterday with tomorrow. Simple and plain. What we look back at is crimes that we need to work to prevent. And right now we see injustices that need attention. And from here, we have the ability, like you said, we have the freedoms that are a luxury in other places, even in our homeland are a luxury, that we need to utilize here. And that's what we hope to do on Wednesday.
Thank you. Wednesday, the 24th at 2 o'clock. Sanan, give us the phone number once again to the office.
It's 818-507-1933.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Paul.
And we'll see you Wednesday. We'll be right back on Horizon 180 after this break.